What's going on, everybody? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, Colin Cowherd. He was saying a whole lot of negative around J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings. He was on a podcast recently with former NFL scout John Middlekauff, and we're going to talk about what both of those guys had to say, taking some shots at J.J. McCarthy. Cowherd thinks we should have brought back Sam Darnold. We'll break it all down on today's show. But before we do so, if you guys could hit that subscribe button. We are closing in here on 57,500 subs, which is unreal. I appreciate all of you guys who are already subscribed to the channel. But if you guys aren't already, please go down there, hit that subscribe button. We just need 290 more of you guys to hit that sub button. So if you guys want a Vikings video every day here from us at Chat Sports, hit that subscribe button today. And let's dive in to what Colin Cowherd had to say on the Minnesota Vikings. So he was talking about the Vikes. He was chopping it up with John Middlekauff heading into the season. And this is how he started talking about J.J. McCarthy. The J.J. McCarthy stuff is fascinating to me. He was the only guy in the QB class 2 years ago I didn't like. I just didn't see it. I thought he was a bit small, athletic enough. I'm always cautious when people say he is a winner. What the hell does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. And the way Cowherd talks about McCarthy, he treats him like he was a 7th-round pick. You know, he treats him like he was Brock Purdy. He's got an okay arm. He's an okay athlete. Like, it is just funny how Cowherd talks about this guy because JJ's got a firearm. He's got a whip of an arm. He is a very underrated athlete. And my prediction right now is J.J. McCarthy will be treated just like how Brock Purdy is treated. Where I truly believe, I think J.J. McCarthy is going to have a very successful first year starting, where I think he's going to put up some good numbers, but the Vikings are going to win a whole lot of games. And when people are talking about the Vikes, they're going to say the same things they said about Brock Purdy, where it's like, oh, it's the Kyle Shanahan system. It's the Kevin O'Connell system. Oh, he's throwing to Justin Jefferson. He's throwing to Jordan Addison. It's not him being the reason why the Vikings are successful. It's because of the system. It has nothing to do with him. The same conversations that we were having about Brock Purdy when Brock Purdy was leading the 49ers on deep playoff runs and playing some great football. Like, Purdy doesn't get enough credit for how he processes the game, and I think the same things will be said, just like how they cover Brock Purdy, the same things will be said about J.J. McCarthy. But also, Colin Cowherd had this to say. J.J. McCarthy, the last 2 seasons at Michigan, only threw the ball over 30 times, 1 time. Ross Tucker came out with a story. I think Ross is a very credible guy. He said there are concerns. They wanted to re-sign Darnold. And I heard the same thing. He said they actually want Sam. If Ross Tucker says there are concerns, I believe him. Ross Tucker? Are we serious? Is that where you're going to get your information on the Minnesota Vikings? Like, there are so many great beat reporters out there. Alec Lewis does a fantastic job. Will Regetz of Sports Illustrated. Like, even the Score North and Purple Daily guys, they do fantastic stuff. But you're going to take Ross Tucker, and you know what this is? This is Cowherd trying to get confirmation bias on his original thoughts of JJ. Where it's like he could see 99 positive stories around JJ. But if he just sees that one negative is going to be what he runs with. And I remember hearing this, it was kind of this theory, you know, with like Google and everything. I was hearing about it in college, and it's like you can look up anything and you could get either a yes or a no, where it's like if you look up on Google, is coffee bad for you? You'll get 100 reasons why it's bad for you. But if you look up, is coffee good for you? You'll get 100 reasons why it's good for you. And I think that's what Cowherd's doing here, where he is seeing, you know, 100 stories maybe about J.J. McCarthy in a positive light. He's going to take the negative one and run with it, and that's what he's been doing. And I just think Cowherd's kind of lost his fastball. I used to be a massive fan of Cowherd. Like, in college, I was watching this guy every single day. I respected what he had to say on the NFL because I always thought he gave a different thought process and just a different mentality over thinking the game. I just think he lost his fastball. And also, Cowherd mentioning the part where it's like JJ only threw the ball over 30 times one time at Michigan. Is Harbaugh asking Justin Herbert to throw the ball over the lot? Like, no. Does that mean Herbert sucks now? Absolutely not. That's what is so frustrating with me, where it's like I'm not saying everybody has to get up on here and agree with everything I have to say on McCarthy or agree with what other Vikings fans have to say on him. But if you are going to come and say you don't believe in McCarthy, at least have a better take and better reasoning behind it. Because this take is the lamest one out there. The J.J. McCarthy didn't throw the ball at Michigan. Okay? J.J. McCarthy was also situationally fantastic at Michigan. And that's his calling card. And that's why he is a winner. Because on the biggest plays, in the biggest moments, he comes up huge. People forget, Michigan was trailing to Alabama and Nick Saban 20-13 in the college football semifinal with 4 minutes to go. What did McCarthy do? He picked up 2 fourth downs on that drive and drove Michigan right down the field to tie it up, went to overtime, first drive of overtime, found the end zone as well. This whole situation of the J.J. McCarthy didn't throw the ball out there, it's just a lame take. I just don't, respect what you have to say if that's your reasoning on why you don't believe in McCarthy. But then his co-host, John Middlekauff, said this. The concerning part is you have to massage this if you are the team. Talking about, reports being out there, if they wanted Darnold, if they wanted Daniel Jones. And he said Darnold gets $55 million guaranteed from Seattle, which is also just not true. And they said, we can't give him that. I think they wanted to keep Daniel Jones. They made a big deal to bring him in last season. The Vikes just wanted DJ as a backup. Can we all grow up here a little bit? If Daniel Jones was on the Vikings, there is no quarterback competition right now whatsoever. He's just a high-end backup. And people, it's almost like when they talk about Sam Darnold and this Vikings team last year, they just kind of forget about the last 2 games. Yes, I had my problems with Kevin O'Connell in that wild card game. I thought he should have leaned more into the run. I actually felt like the Vikings were a little bit successful there. But the main reason why the Vikes lost those last 2 matchups, it was because of Darnold. He was terrible in the red zone. He was terrible in big-time situations in both those games. And these are his stats in 2 games. Just over 200 yards a night. He threw 1 touchdown for a guy that threw 35 touchdowns for the entire season. He had 1 interception. He wasn't completing passes. He was missing the layups. He was missing the easy flats. He was terrible. His pocket presence was so bad. I know the Vikings, they have him 9 sacks in a wild card game. 6 of those can be credited to Sam Darnold and his pocket presence, which I promise you Vikings fans, J.J. McCarthy has fantastic pocket presence. So I don't get where this kind of hate is coming. It really does feel like hate for J.J. McCarthy. There's really no reasoning to not believe in him. If you just go watch the tape, you go watch everything he's about, he is a winner. He's got a live arm. He's got a massive, massive arm. And I think that's people, they don't give him enough credit for that. So if you guys believe in J.J. McCarthy, please give me a me down below in the comment section. I need some more positivity in my life. And so if you guys could, if you believe in McCarthy, give me a me down below. Now we'll dive into more around McCarthy here in a second. But first off, if you guys want to get a new Minnesota Vikings hoodie today, we got a deal for you guys where hoodies are up to 50% off. If you hit that link, chatsports.com/Vikings hoodie, click that link in the comment section and description of today's show. This deal's going on right now for the summer, so take advantage of it. They're up to 50% off. Just make sure you click that link, chatsports.com/Vikings hoodie, to get a sweet deal today on some new Vikings merch in your life. Click that link down below in the comment section and description of today's show. Now, I do just want to wrap up today's show talking more about J.J. McCarthy here. I think the Vikes and J.J. are a match made in heaven. I was originally, before the pre-draft process, I was saying, I think Drake May would work really well with the Kevin O'Connell system. But honestly, if I had to handpick any quarterback, it would be McCarthy, even over Caleb Williams, even over Drake May, all of these guys. I would take McCarthy because, truly McCarthy feels like a younger version of Kevin O'Connell. He talks just like him. JJ, his buzzword is I'm addicted to the process. I'm addicted to getting better each and every day. And that's what Kevin O'Connell says all the time. He's all about the process, getting better day in, day out. And for everybody kind of saying, well, why should I believe in JJ McCarthy? The biggest reason to believe in JJ is because Kevin O'Connell believes. He is regarded as the best quarterback whisperer in the National Football League. And he had a ton of different options out there. But he chose to stick with J.J. McCarthy in a year the Vikings think they can win the Super Bowl. He could have signed Aaron Rodgers. That was on the table. It had nothing to do with the financial side of it. Rodgers said he would have signed a $5 million deal. But what did the Vikings do? They decided to roll with that Ferrari they have parked in the garage, and they cannot wait, bring it out there. So I don't get it. And, also one last thing on Cowherd. He treats J.J. McCarthy like this is a Make-A-Wish kid. Like, this is just, J.J.'s one of those guys where it's like, oh, he's lucky to have that starting role in Minnesota. He didn't earn it. Like, I just don't understand the hate, and I can't wait to see the spin zone Cowherd has here, where I promise you the Vikings are going to rip off a 4-1 start to the season. I think they're going to be very successful early, and I can't wait to see him try to backtrack this, where it's like, oh, it's because of Jefferson, it's because of Kevin O'Connell. Like, that's going to be the only reason JJ is successful, and he's kind of against the 8-ball here. Like, you think about. And I agree. Like, the Vikings roster is stacked. I think it's the best place in the National Football League to play the quarterback position because of KOC and Justin Jefferson. But there is truly no weaknesses on this Vikings roster. Like, maybe the cornerback 2 spot or the cornerback 3 spot, but they're stacked on both lines. They got great weapons. They got a great safety trio. Love their linebacker room. There's really no excuse for this team not to be great. And I just can't wait to see how these guys who have been just ripping the Vikings all offseason. Like, what are they going to say when they're successful? And I don't know. Maybe it's just this time of the offseason where it's June and Cowherd knows what he's doing. He knows he's going to have a bunch of Vikings fans, commenting under his page. And maybe he's just doing it for clicks. Maybe he's engagement farming, but I don't know. But I had to just get that off my chest, everybody. Crazy times we live in the NFL world. Another offseason comes along, and the Vikings are just getting ripped. So if you guys made it to the end of today's show, hit me with a SKOL down below in the comment section, and we'll see y'all next time. As always, SKOL Vikes.